Like
Fuck.
there's no way you did, but you had to have.
I don't remember what I saw.
Yeah.
Uh, white and gold dress. Yeah, I see white and gold.
Uh, that's crazy. But yeah,
What do you see in this?
I see blue and black, I swear to
You're
God.
fucking
I
kidding me
swear
right
to
now.
God.
No fucking way.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's actually blue and black. Like I'm not even messing
Dude, I'm
around.
not even fucking with you. That's so white and gold.
That's what I don't get is because
This
like
this this part right here is fucking white and this
blue,
part is gold.
black. That's what I don't get is because like white and that part is blue for me. That's completely different colors. And gold and black, completely different colors. Like it's not even like it's a different
Yeah,
shade.
it's not even it's like a shade of like a light color.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now you're annoying me because it's not even just
Yo,
you. It's just I
I
can't believe people see other things.
I'm
How?
so fucking amped up right now. Like I'm
How?
so how is that
That
possible?
doesn't make any sense. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Man Podcast. And all I can say, Carl, is go New York, go New York, go, baby. Let's go. Knicks up 2-0. Oh my gosh.
Dude, what a day to be alive, man. What a day to be alive.
Plenty of series left, but boy, oh boy, does it feel good to be up 2-0, taking two in Boston.
Oh, it feels fucking great, man. I feel like that's like the smile, just like
Yep.
last podcast, isn't going off because of how great we're playing right now.
No, I know. I just woke up. I thought it was a dream. I saw some texts on my phone and I saw they were up. I know we're going to talk about it later, but I had to get it out of the way of how excited I am that the Knicks are
I
up 2-0 right now.
cannot blame you. Cannot blame you.
Yeah, but how's everything else going?
Everything's going good, man. We got an action-packed episode for our lovely viewers out there in Frankfurt, Germany, and everywhere else across the world that listens to us. Just to run through it, we're gonna talk about a little two-man, two experiences, Tyler's trip to Cleveland, and seeing Revenge of the Sith back in theaters.
Hmm.
And then we will talk a little bit about a game that Tyler had, or sorry, not a game, a question he has for me, but he won't tell me what it is.
Yep.
So Tyler's question. Weird. Anyway, then we're going to talk about our spoiler review of The Thunderbolts.
Hmm.
Um, was a highly anticipated movie. This movie was absolutely probably the best marketed movie I've seen
Yeah.
from Marvel in
Yeah.
the longest time. So I can't wait to talk about everything that happened and full spoilers ahead of that.
Yep.
And then we're going to talk, obviously, the big theme of today's podcast is our New York Knicks. Talk about them going up 2-0 against the Celtics and just how crazy of a ride it's been.
Yep.
And then finally, I got a good old game that we like to end it off with for our lovely friend Tyler. It's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
But I will give you a hint, Tyler. It is sports related.
Good.
So it has to do with the Knicks a little bit.
Okay.
So, with that being said, Tyler, I hand it back off to you and tell us about your Cleveland trip, my friend.
Yeah, Cleveland, the land was beautiful. It was a
The
fun trip.
land.
The land was great. Wedding was awesome. Congrats to the happily married couple. Venue was nice. Everything was great. Ceremony was nice. It was beautiful. I do have to get this one out of the way though. We had to take four flights in total. All right. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We had to take four flights. So on the way
I
there
thought it was
from
only two.
well, we had two connections. A connection there, connection back. So it was Hartford to DC, then DC to Cleveland, and on the way back it was Cleveland to Chicago, Chicago to Hartford. And I don't really like flying that much. Like I'm not someone who's gonna like panic, freak out. I don't drink before the flights to like calm my nerves. But obviously I don't love it. I just put my headphones on, I watch movies, I just lock in, I try and disassociate, then I'm on a plane, which goes pretty well. They weren't the longest flights, they were like an hour and a half, 2 hours max. But the last flight, the fourth flight on the way home, I know I'm fast forwarding, we're going from Chicago back to Connecticut. It's, only about a 2 hour flight. So, flight's going well. It's raining a little bit, so only a little turbulence, some shaking, nothing too crazy. We finally start descending. We get below the clouds. We can see the ground, and it's a slow descend. And finally, we're about to land. I'm like, Thank God, we're done with flights. We're coming down pretty hot though. And we're like shaking pretty considerably because, like I said, it's storming outside, it's windy, and we're sitting right by the wing, kind of, and I see the wing just absolutely rocking up and down. I'm just like, oh boy, this is going to be a hot landing, isn't it? So we're going, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. I literally like kind of brace for impact because I see we're coming in hot. And we get down and we peck the tarmac and take right back off and go right back up into the air. And I'm looking around going, this is a nightmare, right? This isn't happening. We're not going back up. And sure enough, we're taking right back off, up into the air. We get right below the clouds. And everyone's kind of looking around, silence, taking off their headphones, like, what happened? And I would say a good 5 minutes go by, no exaggeration, and nothing. No one says anything, no pilot, no flight attendant, nothing. So I'm like, every worst scenario is running through my head, especially with all the news of flights going bad recently. I'm saying maybe this is the landing gear. Maybe something went wrong on the tarmac. Like, what is happening? And he won't say anything. So finally, we get up and he says, sorry, guys, we came in a little hot. There's some windy conditions outside. This airport has a small runway, so we're just going to try that again, but we got to go in a circle, so it's going to take about 10, 15 minutes, and we'll give it another go. And I was like, if this goes any longer, I'm jumping off the plane. Like, if we have to go around the third time, I'm done. So we're up there. We're shaking a little bit on the way around. We go back around, and as we're landing, we're coming in hot again. And this wing shake, I'm looking at Taylor going, this ain't going to end well. We're going back up, and he hits it, kind of bounces a bit, lands, and I mean, it was a rough landing, but he landed us obviously, and we made it home. But boy, oh boy, was that my nightmare for about 25 minutes.
Dude, you had me on the edge of my seat for that whole thing. That's crazy.
No, I know. It was not the most fun experience, and I said, of course, the
Oh
last
my
flight,
God.
the one to get me home, the last flight to finally, have a long travel weekend over. And sure enough, it has to go like that.
Dude, that's insane.
I know. I know. I had to get that because I still can't believe it. And it's almost like a week later.
I'm shocked. That's actually crazy. I've never had that happen to me before. But I mean, at least it was on the last flight.
True. True. And because I always feel in my head like, I don't like being in the clouds because I don't like not being able to see around. But like if I
Yeah.
look outside, like I like when we're below the clouds and I can see the ground. I know
Yeah.
obviously I still wouldn't live, God forbid that plane crashed, but like hey, I see the ground. So as we were getting closer and closer, I'm like, all right, this wouldn't hurt as bad. I'm living, I'm living, I'm living, I'm living. And then all of a sudden we hit.
You're
I'm like,
like, not living, not
oh
living, not living.
yeah. I'm like, oh, we hit the ground and we're going back up. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I don't know if I've ever heard a story like that before.
Yeah, so it was pretty wild, but besides that, all the other flights weren't bad besides some turbulence. I mean, it rained for like 3 straight days. It rained for the wedding, but everything was inside, which was nice. But yeah, I give them a hats off for the wedding. I know you and me are probably the biggest critics coming from the world of catering.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, cocktail hour was good, reception was good, everything was good, good music, good speeches. I mean, open bars. You really couldn't go wrong, and they did it all right. So.
That's awesome, dude. I know you said that last time you went to a party that didn't have an open bar, right? Or
I don't know. Not the last weddings I've been to. All the weddings I've been to have had open bars, or
yeah, yeah, I might be confusing you with a TikTok I saw, to be honest with
maybe.
you. I saw this TikTok and the guy was like, I'm gonna put on my reservation or like on my RSVP cards for my wedding that it's not an open bar and see who my true friends are and who aren't. And
Bro,
then
you're gonna have no friends.
yeah, and then like when nobody like those people who actually decide to come and they show up and it's actually an open bar, they'll be surprised.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would definitely lose some soldiers for sure, I think.
But that's what he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like those my true friends are gonna show up.
That's
I
fair.
was like, that's fair, but also I might still be your friend and not show up if there's not an
I
open
it
bar.
depends who it is. Like obviously
Yeah,
for you and for other people, like if they said no open bar, like I'll still show up. But yeah, there
yeah.
would definitely be some where I'm just like I'm not, especially depending how far I had to travel.
Especially
And
if it's like a family member that you're not really that close with. I definitely would not go if it wasn't
that's the
open
only way
bar.
I could get through possibly is have some drinks.
Yeah, yeah. You have to deal with like your eccentric uncle or whatever the heck it is, Like you
Yeah,
gotta, you
no,
gotta.
you absolutely need drinks there, so that was good. But even before that, oh, good. I know you said you've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but that was my first time going.
Oh
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Might be one of the best Hall of Fames out there.
Dude,
Uh,
really cool, man. And it's not even just like rock and roll, it's like
no,
all types of music.
no, and yeah, 6 floors. I didn't know how
Insane.
big it was or how long we were going to be there. And I looked up ahead of time, and it said like, oh, most people on average stay for 2.5, 3 hours. And I was like, that seems crazy. Like,
Yeah,
how much could there be? But there was six
so
floors of
much.
stuff, and me and Taylor had a great time just seeing everything. Last year's inductees, they had all their stuff,
Oh,
and
that's
obviously,
sick.
yeah, Jimmy Buffett was one of them. I don't know how it was just took
Oh,
until
no
last year for him to
way.
get inducted, so his stuff was up there. And I think Ozzy was inducted last year. So yeah, it was some really cool guys, and yeah, just music playing the whole time. It's right on the water. So yeah, obviously I had a great time in Cleveland. We had some good food, got to go out and stuff. Couldn't catch any games. Guardians were
Ah,
away.
tough.
Yeah, Cavaliers wrapped up their series in four before we even got there, and
Damn.
I think that would be the only teams you could really see that were right there,
It
and
would
the
have been
Browns
it,
in the
it would
offseason.
have been even pretty cool if you like got to watch a game in a bar over by there to see what the difference experience would be like as like to New York watching a game in a bar.
Yeah, it was funny actually because when we drove by in an Uber, the game was like in the eighth inning, the Guardians game, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's funny. But by the time we were all done, and we got there on Thursday, it was a day game. So by the time we got to the hotel, the game was pretty much over. So,
Yeah.
and it's actually funny you say that. We maybe it's because there was no sports going on, but me and Taylor went out to eat on Thursday in downtown Cleveland, and we left. You would have thought we were in a city with a population of five. There was no one on the streets but me and her. Like it was starting to
Yeah.
get scary. Like, listen, I know it's a Thursday night, people might have work, but we left at like 8:30. And we were
That's
thinking
crazy.
about going to a bar to watch a sport, some
Yeah.
hockey game that was on or something, but every place was empty. And this was downtown Cleveland. Like this is
Yeah, that's
where you
crazy.
would see people. So I don't know, but yeah, city was nice, hotels was nice, everything else was nice. So I'm definitely happy. I just love going to weddings. It is great.
Yeah, dude. It's such just like a joyous like time to be there. It's everybody knows the assignment. You're there for a good
Hmm.
time, not a long time.
No, not a
So,
long time, but a good
yeah.
time. And yeah, everything about it was great. They had some good desserts and everything. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much. But I know you also had a fun experience this past weekend. I know we talked about in the last episode, little
Yeah, we
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Little Revenge of the Sith action. I was supposed to actually see it on the last Sunday, but I was so tired. I went to go watch I think it was game 4 of the Knicks versus Pistons game
Yeah.
in the city.
Mm.
And I was supposed to go to the city, watch the game, and then go watch Revenge of the Sith that Sunday night.
Hmm.
I got too drunk and I was way too tired to even make it to the movie.
Yeah.
So we just, took a rain check and I saw it on that Monday instead.
Nice.
And dude, it was just something like, I've seen that movie countless fucking
Oh
times,
yeah.
right? But it was a packed out theater, even on a Monday night,
Nice.
just like probably maybe only 2 seats left in the
Hmm.
whole, theater. And just something about those opening credits when they hit on the big screen
Oh
and
yeah.
just hearing the music,
Yep.
there just isn't anything like it. I really like, I'm not trying to like, gaslight it or anything.
Hmm.
It just might be because I'm a fan. I just think it's like the movie experience. Like Star Wars is meant to be seen on the big screen, and
Oh yeah.
just like you haven't seen it in a while. Like we
Hmm.
saw those, like the last movies we saw was like Rise of Skywalker, and those movies like to me weren't the best, but
No.
even like the opening credits they just hit
Yep.
different.
Yeah, because there's like that slight pause, and then the
Yeah.
music comes, and you see the bright, yellow letters usually of the opening credits, and that might be one of the best opening scenes of any of the Star Wars movies.
Yep.
because
Yeah.
it's right in the fight in space. So I can't think of a better opening scene to see on the big screen.
I don't, yeah, I think you're 100% right. I really don't think there's any other in the whole nine movies
Yeah.
who's a better opening.
No. All the other
So,
ones are pretty chill. That
yeah.
one's got the most action.
Definitely. And obviously like there's people out there that say that like Revenge of the Sith isn't like the best movie. It's definitely like competing with Empire Strikes Back for me
Yeah.
for Star Wars movies wise.
Hmm.
Obviously now that I'm older, like I see the flaws of the actual movie, but I don't really give a crap. Like the movie is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel some type of way,
Yeah.
you
I,
know?
I would say it's easily top three out of the nine
Yeah,
movies.
I
There's
think
no
so.
doubt about it. It's top two, and it might not be two
Em-
either.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I think I put Empire Strikes Back a little bit ahead of it.
Yeah.
But like I could watch, Revenge of the Sith another five more times and I could tell you, sorry, I changed my mind, you
Yeah.
know. Again, but like those are the movies we grew up with. So it was really cool. I mean, like the movie it was a 20-year anniversary, so it came out
Mm.
in 2005. I think the last time on the episode I said it was 2008. Wrong about that, by the way. I was thinking Iron Man, I think. But
Maybe.
anyway, just like the fact that like I was 6 years old when that
Yeah.
movie came out in theaters. Like it was so cool to just see it on the big screen as a 26-year-old man. Like
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
It,
Like it
yeah.
was so cool.
Was there anyone reciting any of the lines while you were in the movie?
Yeah, I recited a couple of lines myself.
Nice.
But yeah, there was definitely some people next to me that literally, your new
Yeah,
empire.
yeah, good, good.
I definitely
Absolutely.
did it at some points just to fuck with Joey, who I was sitting next to. He's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I probably would have been the same, just done the same thing. I was like, shh, 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 shush.
one of my favorite things to do about a Star Wars movie, like when I'm watching it at home, is read the opening
Oh,
like credits
yeah,
in like a weird accent, like just be like a long time ago. Like it could be like literally like anything. Like I change it up every time I do it.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I started doing that. Joey's like, shut the hell up. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? And I'm like, no. Like,
D
no, I'm not going
d
to.
Dude, that's so funny. It's so funny when those scenes come up too, or like the opening credits, because like there'll be times like I'll be watching it and Taylor's sitting there, and I'll be like, "You don't understand. They're about to go see Grievous." Like
Yeah.
I'm really just like trying to act out the lines instead of reading it. I just act out. I'm like,
Yes.
they're about to see Grievous. Like this is crazy. I'm glad we just read them in our own little different ways.
No, literally, like I feel like that's what the point of them are, like to put you like the I think the beauty of that is it gives you a synopsis of what's about to happen
Yes.
without like getting dialogue in the
Yes.
movie to like kind of piece it together yourself.
Yes.
And then like this way it's like reading a book, you can kind of piece together what that was supposed to look like in your head,
True. Yeah. I
you
I
know?
agree. That's no, it's a good way of looking at it, and I think it's so great.
Yeah, I mean like fast forwarding a little bit, but obviously like we just watched the Thunderbolts, like there's dialogue in that movie that like explains some stuff leading up
Hmm.
to the movie that you
Yeah.
kind of have to put together yourself in your head.
Yeah.
But now you get a full like, you know, paragraph or two to
Hmm.
explain what happened beforehand. So it's like, okay, you don't have to like think what or theorize what happened
True.
off of
True. And
dialogue.
it's kind of like I can't think of another word, but it's almost like a cocky move on George Lucas's part because he's like,
Oh,
I'm
most
gonna tell
definitely.
you what's happening, and you're
Yeah,
still gonna love the movie and still gonna love the ending. Like
it's so
he's
facts.
telling you what's happening, and you're still gonna sit and watch the whole hour and a half, 2 hour movie because that's how good it is, and you're still gonna love it and be shocked. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of a baller move.
baller move. You know what's so funny about Star Wars fans is that like I saw a TikTok about it is that Star Wars fans are probably the most toxic and chaotic fandom in anything like sports, movies, like just like any type of fandom you possibly think there are. Star Wars are the most toxic because you'll have one group of like one age group of people telling you that the originals were the best, one
Hmm.
age group of people telling you the prequels are the best, one group of people
Yep.
telling you the sequels are the best, then you have those people telling you no, Legends were the best. Like there's so many different
Hmm.
groups. But if you say one bad thing about Star Wars, all those groups come together and they will shit on that person that says that Star
Yeah,
Wars
yeah.
sucks.
Now, it is kind of fair. It's funny you say that because I was talking to somebody at work who went to see Revenge of the Sith, and I was like, "Oh, what you think?" And he said it was great. Same thing like you said, packed out theater, all this stuff. And then he's like, yeah, it's one. He said it was one of his favorite, if not favorite, Star Wars movie. And this other person in the office, she looked at him like he had three heads. It's like, how could that be your favorite? It's like, what do you mean? How could it be his favorite? It's one of the best. It probably is the best.
Yes.
And she's like, but she was like a little older than us. So she didn't grow up with the prequels. She grew
That's
up when the
crazy.
prequels
Yeah.
got shit on,
Yeah.
pretty heavily. Because I think the prequels are good. But she literally
I
looked
think
at
so
us.
too. And that's like when everybody says it, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
The prequels are good. The prequels are definitely better than the sequels, I
Wh-
think.
what do you think is the worst movie out of the prequels?
I, c-
Like
I
Phantom
can't.
Menace, Attack of the Clones, or Revenge of the Sith? Like which one is the weakest out of the three for you?
It's kind of hard to pick because I think they're all pretty good.
I I fucking agree too.
It's not Revenge of the Sith. I almost want to say Phantom Menace, but I like Phantom Menace. Like with
Yeah.
Maul, that's cool.
Like for the longest time I used to say Phantom Menace, but then when they re-released Phantom Menace, I was like, "Oh, this is the greatest one."
Hmm.
Or not the greatest one, but this is not a bad movie. But then
No,
like I think of Attack of the Clones, if it wasn't for Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith would have made no sense.
exact. Well, yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, and they have some cool scenes in there too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they're bad. I
I don't
can't
think
even
so
pick.
either. I mean, like even like you have the original trilogy. I know we're getting way off topic, but fuck it. All right, even the original trilogy, right?
Yeah,
So like I couldn't tell you like a movie that I hate out of the original trilogy. Like A New Hope was the original one. Like that one has so much nostalgia.
yeah,
Like obviously it had its flaws because it was the first one like of its time. Like
yeah,
just movie wise, even the VFX when they like were pretty good
yeah,
for a movie that came out in the
yeah.
70s,
You're
right?
right.
And then like then you fast forward Empire Strike Back, again, arguably the greatest out of the nine,
Hmm.
right? For me, it's up there, Revenge of the Sith. And then Return of the Jedi just like, has bangers, bro. Like you got the Ewoks,
Yeah,
you got the victory song at the end.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
You,
That's
you
true.
know, like then you have the fight against Darth Vader and
Hmm.
Luke, like you have him like Anakin turning back to the good side, like just the storytelling
Yep.
of that. Like I can't put one over the other one or saying one is bad.
No, Star Wars. Yeah, you can. Star Wars is just a great franchise. Even
Yeah.
if the sequels flopped, I mean, it's still just a great
Well,
story.
and then like to even like combat that is like I personally am not that high on the sequels. I really liked Force Awakening.
Yeah,
Force Awakens, the first one that came out, like I was
yeah,
like, yo, this is gonna be a banger trilogy. And then I personally think Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie that has come out.
yeah.
But then there's like avid people that say that The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie they've ever seen.
Those people should be checked into a facility.
I 100% agree with you. Like I 100 like that's like our opinion.
Yeah,
But it's like
obviously.
how is that possible?
Yeah,
Like how is it possible I'm so low on that movie
yeah,
and then like some people are just so high. I could see if people say that like it's a good movie. Like cuz
yeah.
I'm willing to tell you like listen, I'm the first one to tell you every Marvel movie is fucking amazing, right?
Yes, yes, you are.
Like I'm the first one to
Yes, you
tell you.
are. Yes.
But I'm the first one to also be like, okay, like I understand why you think that you don't like
Yeah,
that movie,
yeah, of
but I'm
course.
sorry, I like it. Like I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm just always gonna like anything they put out Marvel
yeah, of
wise,
course.
you know? Um, but like I digress. Like I just don't get that, you know? But like they
No.
must have did something right for there to be people who are so high on that movie,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right, but yeah, to be so high. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I
I
don't
know
know.
everyone has the right to their opinion. It is weird though.
Weird. Because I've seen like debates on TikTok of people being like, this is why Last Jedi is the best. This is why it made me feel this way.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, but like why did you like Revenge of the Sith then? They compare like Revenge of the Sith and The Last Jedi, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, that's crazy.
pause.
That's is yeah, is Last Jedi when Leia flies through space?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not listening to any arguments about The Last Jedi. I mean, that's one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen in a bad
Yeah.
way. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So,
Yeah. I don't think I've actually rewatched Last Jedi since I saw it in theaters.
I don't think I've rewatched any of the sequels since I saw them in theaters.
I've rewatched Rise of Skywalker and Force Awakens. I've rewatched both of those.
Gotcha. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Star Wars. That's all I can
Star
say.
Wars, man. Revenge of the Sith, baby. Cleveland and Star Wars just goes hand in hand.
Goes hand in hand. But I got a fun question for you. I'm sure you might have even heard it before, but I had to hear your opinion on it. It's kind of been taking over the internet. But
I'm
who do you think
excited.
wins in a fight? 100 men versus one gorilla?
Oh, easily the 100 man. Like I didn't
No,
even I
no,
don't even have
no,
to do
no,
like you know
no,
what's so funny? I've been talking about this with
no,
everybody.
no,
I'm so happy this is the conversation
no,
that you
no,
brought up.
no.
Dude, okay. I want to hear I do you want me to give my
Yeah, give
my
yours
thing
first.
first?
Give
All
yours
right.
first. Yes, please.
So my reasoning first, why I think
Hmm.
100 men would win. Yes, I understand we are going to take severe casualties, right?
Big,
But
yes.
that's not the fucking question. It's not will all 100 men make it out against the
No.
one
Yep.
gorilla. Just I think 100 men is way too many for this
Mm.
one gorilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? And then like also too, like this is the debate I've heard from people is that they're like, okay, when you see like the guy next to you get fucking ripped in half by a gorilla, you're
You're not
telling
go.
me you're
Yeah.
gonna go at him? I'm like, dude, if I know it's gonna be me next, like fight or flight, dude. Like all the next 99 guys, like next man up. We gotta
Yeah.
take down this fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
I believe in the human like mankind to
Okay.
be able to beat this one fucking gorilla to live.
I don't know. If I think if I mean maybe you'll be different, but I think if someone sees a person get torn in half, 50 people are running the other way, and now you're cut in half. Your numbers are cut quick. And even then, I just can't imagine because even I go back and forth because I think like, oh, strength in the numbers. Of course, 100 people surrounding this guy, swarming this guy. But really, if you think about it, what is it? Only 15 people are really only able to attack him at the same time. Because say it's like 5 people to a leg, 5 people to the other leg, some arms, but also you can't really even wrap your arms around his neck. What is
Yeah,
that gonna
no.
do? Like I understand if you dogpile him, but even then, like he might stop you before you get to that. If this guy comes out swinging, because it's one punch, you're done. You're done. So that's what's so crazy. Because at first I'm like, yeah, it's 100 people surrounding him. He's got nowhere to go. But it's that outer layer of the 100 people are really just standing there for moral support because they can't get as close to the gorilla. So it's that front circle of like 15 that can really go at him.
So this is why, like, for me, it really, when you talk about this question, so many factors come into play.
Obviously, yeah,
One, it's like, what kind of 100 people are there? Are they like the
sure,
most random 100 people,
yeah,
right? Or these like trained like soldiers, or like just like, you're like, I don't know, lack for a better term, like strong people, like not
mm,
like dumb, like I don't
yeah,
know, smart and like strong 100 people, right? Like that comes into effect, and then I also think the environment comes into effect
sure,
because like if you put 100 men into the forest where like you can use your surroundings, like I can throw a rock or I could use a sharp wood, like now I have weapons, but if it's
sure,
just I'm in a like a plain like matrix room, right? Like give me
yeah,
a blank white room, no exits, no doors.
yeah,
There's nowhere for those 100 people to go,
yeah.
and it's one gorilla. I think we're kind of cooked, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just think about it as like, yeah, definitely no weapons, but I'm thinking just like an open field. But like, it's not like you can like hide and kind of outlast him, outage him, like all this other stuff. Like, no, it's like, say you have 10 minutes, maybe not 30 minutes or something. It's like you have to fight this gorilla right
And we're
now.
put into a cage, like
I,
like
yeah,
Ultimate Fighter.
yeah, but even then, like when you're saying, can you pick the people? It's like, oh yeah, would you pick like Conor McGregor's and like Mark Henry or like the biggest strong men and these guys who have some fighting abilities? It's like, listen, I know a Conor McGregor, roundhouse kick might be pretty lethal. Not to a gorilla, not to a gorilla. He's gonna laugh and he might even grab it and rip that leg off. And I've also seen arguments where they're like, oh, well, what if you get up there and the gorilla doesn't want to kill or doesn't want to win? Yeah, that's fine.
I hate that argument. I
I
hate that
don't like that.
argument.
That's not the argument. If there's 100 people attacking you, of course the gorilla's gonna have the fight or flight instinct and realize, well, it's either me or them, and he ain't gonna be happy.
Well, I'm telling you, I think if I'm part of those 100 men, we come out alive. We win. We win.
But it's like, where's the weak points? Maybe he gets tired.
I'm fighting fucking dirty, bro. I'm kicking that gorilla in the nuts. I'm fucking poking out its eyes. Like,
There
so
you go.
now you're blind and your nuts hurt.
Yeah.
Okay? All
All
right.
right. All right.
Now, all right, now you're just strong, right? So
Yeah.
now you're just fighting on your other senses. Punch him right in the nose. Break his nose.
You
It's gonna
know,
take a couple of
I
tries.
don't know if yeah, I was gonna say a few tries. It's gonna
It's gonna
have to
take a
be
couple of
It's
tries.
gonna have to be like five people.
Yeah, that's fine. See, like strength in numbers.
Yeah.
To break his nose, there goes another sense,
I
right?
mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, hey, listen, I'm still picking the gorilla, but if I do wake up tomorrow and there's 100 people, I really hope you're there to lead this charge because
That's what I'm saying.
you have some good points to
I
go
got some
after
good points. I've
his
thought
bad
about
points.
this.
Yeah.
I've thought about this. I'm fighting dirty. I'm biting that gorilla. Like
I
I'm
don't
getting in
even
there.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can though. Like
I
the
know
skin he
the
has
skin
and
is so
stuff.
thick.
I know what you're saying though. I like the effort because you definitely have to fight dirty. Because like I said, like even if you tried to wrap his arms, but you can't like choke him out and wrap his neck. Like I don't even think you can wrap it around hard enough. Like even the strongest of the MMA fighters like would really have to dig in, and even then, I don't even know if it would work.
You know, my other option is to do a Natasha Romanoff and be like, the sun's going down real low.
Just hope.
Hold my hand out
Yeah,
and hope he just doesn't fucking kill me.
that might be the best option yet that I've heard. That has been one of the greatest things of anything that happens or any debate that happens on the internet is obviously seeing the memes on Twitter. Like people putting together their 100 men or their 100 fighters and people putting together like, oh, like I've seen somewhere it's like, oh, after the gorilla takes 99, but here comes entry number 100 and it's like the Royal Rumble countdown
Yes.
and someone like
Oh, I love those ones.
dude, it's so
Oh,
funny. Or like the look on my face when, fighter number 59 gets torn in half, but I'm number 60 or something. Like it is really so funny. Just the debate that's really going on. And obviously
dude,
there'll be
I saw
never
I saw this AI generated thing. It was fucking hilarious. It was 100 gorillas versus Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris won. It was AI
Oh,
generated.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so funny. It looked like it looked like something off of like the first PlayStation, and it looked like that
I
like modeling, and he was
yeah.
just like, "Whoa, whoa," and then he just
Yeah.
kept falling down. It was hilarious, dude.
That's great. I also saw the funniest thing too was like, "Hey, Mr. Beast, you know, I have a great idea for you." If there was anyone who could do it, it'd be Mr. Beast. But I don't.
Oh,
You wouldn't be allowed to do it. You
you
just
know,
wouldn't.
you know what would be so funny if he did this? If he got 100 people and put like the world's strongest man in a gorilla suit.
That would be
Like
like the only way.
that would be like so funny. Like he advertised it on YouTube, 100 man versus a gorilla,
Yeah,
and like you just see the gorilla from behind,
yeah,
and they turn around, and it's like I don't know, like a comedian, like it's like fucking Kevin James, just like in a
yeah.
fucking gorilla suit, and he's like, "Hey guys."
That would be pretty funny. That would be because yeah, you can't do it if it's a real gorilla. No one will sign off on any of that.
Yeah, no, that's literally a huge liability. Huge
Yeah,
liability.
exactly. But yeah, I'm glad. I just wanted to hear your stance on that, and it is something that's really funny to see all the people's reasonings coming out.
Think I gotta make a shirt like I'm Team 100 Man or something. I feel like that would just go. I think that would go bonkers. Like I think like oh a nice tank top for like the summer.
There you go. I think it'd be so funny too, the people who have no idea what the debate is, and you just see a shirt that says Team 100 Men, and you're like, what? What? What is this guy wearing on this shirt?
I take the 100 Man over the gorilla. That's what it'll say in the back.
People would have some looks for sure if they had no idea what the debate was.
Dude,
It,
like in like 5 years, like when people like forget about this whole argument, like it's like the whole like I don't know, the black dress versus gold dress or whatever it was.
oh
Like
yeah,
that was
yeah, black and blue or gold
yeah,
and
yeah,
white.
or, yeah. I don't even remember, but
Yeah,
remember like that whole debate.
yeah,
It's gonna be like that, like 5 or 6 years from now.
yeah,
Just how like that was, like it's gonna be like a forgotten thing, and people are gonna be like, our kids are gonna be like, "What are you talking
yeah.
about?"
I know. What did you see? Did you see blue or black or white and gold?
I saw white and gold.
That no, you didn't. It was blue and black. I don't think that. What is that? I can't get into that right now because what is that? You just reminded me of that.
I
It's
don't even
not.
know. I don't know.
It
I
can't
think I
be
saw white and gold.
because I know I see blue and black like still if it pops up. But how is that possible? That's not possible. How
It's
could you see two
possible.
different, completely different colors?
We're all colorblind.
Yeah, I'll give it that reason. I can't get into it now because I'll lose it because you didn't. I don't think people did see that, but you
No, I'm
did.
telling you.
I know, but I
Did
believe
I
you.
see white
But
and gold? I gotta find the fucking picture again.
like,
Fuck.
there's no way you did, but you had to have.
I don't remember what I saw.
Yeah.
Uh, white and gold dress. Yeah, I see white and gold.
Uh, that's crazy. But yeah,
What do you see in this?
I see blue and black. I swear to
You're
God.
fucking
I
kidding me
swear
right
to
now.
God.
No fucking way.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's actually blue and black. Like I'm not even messing
Dude, I'm
around.
not even fucking with you. That's so white and gold.
That's what I don't get is because
This
like
this this part right here is fucking white and this
blue,
part is gold.
black. That's what I don't get is because like white and that part is blue for me. That's completely different colors. And gold and black, completely different colors. Like it's not even like it's a different
Yeah,
shade.
it's not even it's like a shade of like a light color.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now you're annoying me because it's not even just
Yo,
you. It's just I
I
can't believe people see other things.
I'm
How?
so fucking amped up right now. Like I'm
How?
so how is that
That
possible?
doesn't make any sense.
How is that possible, dude? What the fuck?
I don't even know. God damn it. I'm
All
gonna
right,
ask other people, but
I need to chill out right now because
yeah,
that just like triggered it.
I know it's so annoying.
Like
I
what
didn't
the
even want to
hell?
get into it. That's how
Oh my
annoying.
God.
God damn it. Yeah, no,
All
that's
right.
blue and black.
That's crazy. Speaking of something else that's gold and black, let's talk like Thunderbolts, man. Like,
Yeah, good idea to get us off that.
let's match the colors together. Let's go gold and black. Let's talk let's talk a little bit of Thunderbolts, man. Um, so
Oh
I've
my
already
God.
seen Thunderbolts twice.
Yes,
Tyler, you just saw it last night.
I did.
I want to hear your opinions on it first. So first, before we get into spoilers, let's both give our rating out of 10. So your rating out of 10, Tyler, what would it be?
Okay. 8-3.
Wow. Really, really good.
I think it'd be an 8-3.
Really good. I'm going a little bit lower. I'm gonna
Okay.
go a 7-8.
Okay.
Like, um, I think the more I watch this movie, the
Mm-hmm.
more I like it.
Yeah.
But I want to hear now. We're gonna go into a spoiler alert. It's gonna pop up right
Yeah.
here.
Spoilers, spoilers,
So
spoilers.
spoilers over here.
Yes.
So up here, spoiler alert. All right. So, Tyler, give me your first spoiler-free thoughts about the movie.
Sure. And yeah, 8-3 is obviously like recency bias. I saw it more recently. I saw it last night. So I might, it's a movie if I watched on TV. It might drop a couple. But
Yeah,
yeah, I like the range we kind of built there. But
yeah,
it was a good movie. Obviously, I think the last few movies before, I mean, we're on a decent run now, but the movies before that were all kind of bad. So I think
yeah.
I'm also basing my rating off that. Anyway, yeah, movie was great. Obviously, love all the actors and actresses in it. It was great seeing Bucky. It was great seeing
So
how
good.
hyped they were for Bucky,
Yeah,
and it was also great, like when Valentina, right? Valentina,
yeah.
good. Valentina was holding that little first responders night dinner, and they have artifacts from the Battle of New
Yes.
York.
That shit was so cool.
Yeah, like just small details like that, like seeing just them talk about old Avengers stuff, or even Red Guardian talking about. Oh, I messed this up the other day. I said Scarlet Widow, Black Witch. I was all over the place, but them just talking about Black
Natasha.
Widow, yeah,
Yeah.
Natasha, and saying like even Mel saying like, oh, the Avengers aren't going to come back, or oh, I was in high school when the Battle of New York happened. It's like it's really cool to see some different perspectives of
Yeah.
scenes we've seen growing up, or them being back in Avengers Towers. Um, but yeah, it was just a really good overall movie. I mean, it even had me kind of liking John Walker a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of hated him.
I think it definitely redeemed him.
Yeah,
It definitely.
I think it redeemed him. I mean, I was looking for redemption for all of them. To see Taskmaster get killed immediately after, like you said, one line, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
My
yeah, the
my thing
storyline.
about that was like
Yeah.
I feel like Yelena didn't have any like remorse about that at
No, no
all,
one
which
did.
I hated.
They were taking weapons off her. No one had remorse for her.
That was funny though. I liked
It
that.
was very funny. It
Yeah.
was very funny. But yeah, I mean, the storyline was good. And just kind of like the whole experiment of Val trying to get a super soldier, and even Mel saying, like, hey, like, they gave the serum to Steve Rogers, a stand up guy.
Yeah.
You're giving it to a guy, an experiment here of who has great days and, as he says, terrible days where he feels alone.
Like
And
he
you
was
saw what
a
happened.
meth addict,
Yes.
literally just the craziest mental disease that you
Yeah.
possibly could probably have.
Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
obviously villains have these always these villain origin backstories, but you obviously feel bad for this guy
Oh
because
yeah.
he was going into this experiment just trying to feel better. I mean, he had some mental illness and stuff, and boy, oh boy, did that serum really take over that whole persona, which was
Yeah.
kind of a cool backstory and kind of scary. Well, scary. The Void was scary, but when he was Sentry and he goes up against Thunderbolts, I mean,
I was
well,
just about to ask you that.
yeah, how that's we talked about it briefly, but to talk about it again, that has to be the strongest villain ever. I don't know who could beat him if he was at the
Dude,
strongest.
I don't know. 'Cause like I'm watching that and I'm like, dude, this is quite possibly the strongest like superpowered person I've seen on screen.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm talking about seeing like, like all the Thor movies. I'm talking about seeing, even like in the DC side, watching all those Superman movies, like that just like hand-to-hand combat. And he only had like knew about his powers for 72 hours
Yeah,
and he was able to do that.
yeah,
Insane.
and he was just toying with them,
Toying.
literally. I mean, Bucky gave his best shots. Red Guardian was thrown out the window, dragged back in. I mean, and he could have obviously killed him if he wanted to, but he really had no reason to, like he said.
Yeah.
And it was weird. And even how we kind of first discovered, I mean, he wakes up after supposed to be incinerated with all the evidence in the room downstairs. He just wakes up. He doesn't really know what's going on. He touches, Florence Pugh when they escape and, puts her into this void of a dark memory.
I
And it
thought
was
those were
like,
really cool. Like those dark memory like
yeah,
aspects that we
yeah,
got from three people. We only got it from Valentina, John Walker, and Yelena.
yes. And it was really cool because obviously you knew a lot about Yelena's past and kind of they've touched on it in other movies, some of the other past, but it kind of tells the story within the movie
Yeah.
in a shortened version without them having to
Yes.
explain anything. It was good how they did that. Um, but yeah, and it was funny. It had this funny scenes. I mean, my favorite part was when they finally all get into the void together. All the
Yeah.
Thunderbolts to save Yelena. And they're like, wait, like I saw some dark stuff. Are you guys all fine? And Bucky's like, oh yeah, I have a pretty clean past, no problem here.
That got the biggest pop at my theater. I think that got the biggest laugh.
That's one of the funniest lines ever delivered because
Yeah.
obviously Bucky has such a dark past. He's up there with the worst of them in
The
terms of
worst.
past, and
Yeah.
he's just like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I have a pretty clean slate." I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh, that shit was so funny, bro.
yeah,
Dude, I thought everybody in this movie like had their moment to shine except Taskmaster.
yeah."
I really liked the themes from Ghost.
Hmm.
I really Yelena, like Florence Pugh in this movie, besides looking like an absolute baddie, she just like was such a great like she was such a good like I guess centerpiece of this whole movie.
Yeah,
Like you said, John Walker had just such a great redemption. I,
yep,
I loved every single line that they like joked about and Bob. Like every time, like
yep,
the fact they just kept saying Bob's name over and
yeah,
over
yeah,
and over again
yep,
was really getting me every time they said it.
yep.
Guardian was great.
Great.
David Harborough really just like does a really great job of making me
Hmm.
laugh from my stomach when he says things.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously Bucky, like that scene of him on the motorcycle, one of the
Chills.
Coolest things.
Yeah.
Coolest things. Looking like the Terminator, bro, coming in hot, like old Winter Soldier-esque like
Hmm.
vibes.
Yeah.
And then I even really, really liked Valentina. I thought her like just was like the perfect like villain, like
Yes.
putting them all against each other. And like she has like somewhat of like a moral like right. Like all the best villains have like that like morally complex like
Yeah.
objective and why they're doing things.
Yes.
And like it's like, okay, I don't completely hate what you're doing because it
No.
makes sense,
Yeah.
but it's also like you're evil as fuck. Like
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
so
Like
tough.
Tony Stark had the same argument.
Exactly.
He wanted some, to put a shield around the world, or what
He
did he
wanted to
say?
put a suit of armor around the
A
world.
suit of armor around the world. Exactly. So it's like she had a good premise. I mean, because now all the main Avengers are gone. There still will be threats. So it's like, who's going to save us if we don't
Yeah.
have Sentry in her eyes?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, she did great because she pissed me off enough where like I was
Pissed me off
rooting
enough.
against her
Yep.
the entire time. And then even at the end, I was like, oh, thank God they're gonna get her. Like she's all alone. And she tricks him into the press conference and
Yeah.
makes her look like the good guy. I'm like, this motherfucker. Like we
Yeah.
can't defeat her. We can't make her look bad. She's too good. She's two steps ahead of everyone. But like
Everyone.
she's not really hurting anybody. So that's why I'm like, okay,
Except all
but
those people she killed in the experiment to get the century.
that's a great point. Forgot about that one. So I take back some of those words. She did hurt
Yeah.
some people actually,
Yeah.
and she was gonna incinerate him and actual people. So all right, but the press conference was pretty harmless. She just looks like
Yes.
a hero now and probably won't get impeached.
Yeah,
Um,
she's not getting impeached now.
no,
Definitely not.
yeah.
What were your initial reactions about them being called the new Avengers? And I want to know, did it get spoiled for you?
It did get spoiled for me. And before I answer if I liked it or not, I did hate how much they spoiled this movie.
Yeah.
Um, Listen, there's always influencers or accounts who will record stuff and post it. They'll either post memes or they'll post videos of them in the theaters. Sometimes they'll say spoiler alert ahead, so that's nice. Sometimes they don't, so I just have to quickly swipe past it. So nothing major got spoiled for me, luckily. But I was really annoyed at the Marvel accounts for posting it, for saying the new Avengers and all this stuff.
I thought that was pretty fucked up on their part,
Like,
honestly.
all
It
they
didn't
had,
even, they
yeah,
waited till Monday. The movie was out for 3 days.
exactly. They only gave us the weekend. I would have been less mad if I hadn't seen it in the first week.
Yeah.
But not everyone can see that opening weekend. I was in Cleveland. I had to go to a wedding. People have
Yeah.
stuff to do. So
Yeah.
for me to go on the Marvel account and see, oh, the new Avengers, like that's the name of the movie, I'm like, you couldn't give me a week? And it was weird too from them from a marketing stance. Because no matter what movie it is, every diehard fan's going opening weekend if they can.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and then the next week you're gonna get great sales too. So why not promote the new Avengers that second week when
Yeah.
the sales go down? But now it's like,
Exactly.
oh well, why are they the new Avengers? Then you go see it. So like
Yeah.
it was
Like
weird.
really, that's a really good point. Really good point.
Yeah, so I got that spoiled for me. But I don't. I mean, I don't hate the name. I don't even have words for the new Avengers. It seems corny. It seems weird. I don't love it.
Which I think like Marvel itself was I think that's the point. That's how they
Yeah,
wanted us to feel because even like in the end credits, like all those like headlines of stuff of being like new Avengers question mark,
yeah,
will they lead us?
yeah,
Where is the real Avengers? Like
yeah,
all those stuff like that made me like I thought the same thing. It was like I think they're like pretty in tune that that's how people were gonna feel about it.
yeah. No, absolutely, and it might not even stick. Who knows? Because I mean, we hear in the cutscene Sam Wilson's putting together his Avengers, and I don't. I mean, I don't think they're gonna call them the new Avengers when it's all said and done. I think it's just the Avengers because
Yeah,
you're the Avengers. Like
yeah,
if you were in the original Avengers, you're an Avenger.
yeah.
So like, I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. The new Avengers.
One of the things that like I like really was pissed off about at
Hmm.
the end. So like I said to you before was I saw this movie twice already. I saw it like at a fan experience like the Thursday it came out. and then I
Hmm.
saw it again on Sunday. My initial reaction walking out of the theater was like that movie was like such a good movie, right?
Yes.
Like I thought it was shot like really well. Like the
Yep.
cinematography was great, the score was amazing. I
Yep.
thought the way that it was like the way it looked like in IMAX, like it was a good movie. Like if I was a movie critic, which is why I think it got such a high scoring from these critics, like it looked so well. Like the way that like there was no lull in the movie, like from
Yep.
start to finish, like there
Yep.
wasn't like a point where I was bored. Like
No.
it was very well written and very well filmed movie.
Yep.
But my initial reaction, and I said this to my brother and Cullen when we walked out of the theater,
Yep.
was the feeling wise I had coming out of this movie wasn't as high for me as Brave New World,
No.
which like because I don't know, it might be just because I like associate more with that like Captain America character.
Hmm.
Like he's one of like my favorite characters, and I really liked Sam Wilson like arc becoming Captain America. So when I saw like Brave New World, like
Hmm.
the feeling I had going out of the theater, even though I could admit that the movie wasn't good, I
Hmm.
had a better feeling coming out of the movie than I did Thunderbolts because I was like confused. Like, why are they called the New Avengers?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is a little strange.
Yeah. Also, who
But
gave him those weird haircuts? Sorry to cut you off. Who
yeah, no,
gave
you're so
Bucky that
right.
hair and stuff? All that
You're
hair was terrible.
so right. And then why, like, what's with Florence Pugh doing the slick back? And then, and
I
what's
don't
with
know.
Ghost having like a perm?
Yeah, they both had like
Yeah,
Ghost and Bucky had like wigs that looked like or perms. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
and
I think Bucky's was an actual wig though,
it
because
had
I
to
don't
have
know
been.
if you see him in real life. His hair is literally shaven.
Oh, I did see that. So yeah, someone gave him the worst wig you've ever seen.
Yeah, and yeah, yeah. But watching it for a second time, I think that I was higher up on it because of that end cutscene.
Yes.
Watching it again, because my initial like thoughts too was like when they got announced like the Avengers and working for the government, why didn't they had the press. They could have like told them like exactly what happened. They could have
Yeah.
just walked up to the microphone and like she's blatantly lying.
Yeah.
Sorry, like this isn't right.
Yeah. Also, why can't they just? I mean, maybe we'll see, but why can't they just join with Sam Wilson's team? Obviously, you guys
Yeah.
can't be fighting if
No,
you're both the Avengers
exactly.
and want to save the world. Just
So
agree.
but this is why like I was pissed off about it when it first came out is the whole events of Civil War were because Steve didn't want to be part of the government, didn't want to be a government funded like or not a government funded agency, but like he didn't want to be like driven by the government, go where the government says because then they
Hmm.
wouldn't like sometimes if the government doesn't want them to go, they might not be able to go somewhere they're really needed. And
Yeah.
like that was the biggest premise of Civil War.
Yeah.
So like at the end of this, them being named like the Avengers by the government and they're a government funded Avengers team, like it goes completely against what's like Steve fought for in Civil War.
Yeah. True.
And it was why I think Sam Wilson and Bucky are at odds because like obviously Bucky was on Steve's side in Civil War,
Yeah.
right? But I think he's in a different like mindset because he was just a congressman. He was already working for the government. So
Yeah.
like I was pissed off about that. I was
Mm.
like you literally just like built up this relationship between Sam and like Bucky and now you're tearing that relationship apart a little bit. Not really a huge fan of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way, but another thought, and I want to hear what you think about the cutscene. Obviously, everyone hyped it up. It was good. It was the first time in a while that I feel like a cutscene kind of connected the next movie
Yeah.
to this movie, which was great. And we see the Fantastic Four ship coming in. But I had two thoughts immediately. Where do you think that plays into the Fantastic Four movie? Do you think that's the ending of the
Great
Fantastic Four
question.
movie? Or do you
Yeah.
think that's halfway through the Fantastic Four movie and we get some Thunderbolts in the Fantastic Four movie?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that one. I
Right?
didn't even think about that one.
Yeah. It's what we were kind of talking about last night after the movie because obviously you see the ship coming in. So is it end of the movie either they defeated Galactus or they're running away from Galactus, or is it they're going to look for help or their planet did get destroyed and now
Yeah.
they're here with the Thunderbolts? It's like, oh, so what's going on here? And it's like, oh, Doctor Doom's here. Uh oh. It's
Wow,
like,
I really like that ideology about it. I really like that.
Yeah, and obviously
Um,
it might not be Doom, but it's like, yeah, is it a halfway point or is it the end of Fantastic? Like,
yeah,
what's the premise? I
yeah.
like it.
Wow. No, and that's why, like, so going into the movie, and we were really pissed off about this, was that I heard people who saw the like post credit scene said this was the greatest post credit scene of all time,
Yeah.
right? And it was a good post credit scene. I don't think it was the greatest, like it wasn't like
No,
life changing,
no.
like right?
It
Like,
was it was
but I
dumb.
think it,
It was dumb for the first 2 minutes of
yeah,
it.
I think it definitely does leave more questions or and more like possibilities for theorizing until Fantastic Four, which is
Yeah,
what I think a good post-credit scene needs to do. Like you want to build up that anticipation for to build people to go see Fantastic Four
of course.
because of how great it ended. And I think that did a great job. But my initial thoughts were I thought it was after Fantastic Four, right?
Hmm.
It was like them fleeing the universe.
Yo,
Um, but then I was like, would Marvel like basically spoil their own movie that early already?
yeah.
My second thought was it was something like halfway through the movie, like you said, where like maybe it's just like the Fantastic Four aren't in the ship and they send maybe like Herbie in the
Mm,
ship, like the robot
yeah.
from the trailers. Um, but I really do like maybe like it's a halfway thing and the Thunderbolts come. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
would be
Like
pretty
yeah,
cool.
whether it's they're asking for help with Galactus
Yeah,
or it's, hey, we lost. We got to get to a different planet.
yeah.
I don't know. Different ways you could
E
go with it.
Either way, whatever ends up happening, I'm very excited now for Fantastic Four. I
Yep.
think Fantastic Four now is going to do freaking bonkers. I think the hype for this movie is going to be unreal. I think the marketing for Thunderbolts was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Even though they spoiled the movie, not happy about that. I just
Yeah.
think the way they did it though was pretty cool. Like saying it's the Thunderbolts with the asterisks and now like saying calling it the new Avengers movie like with like the asterisks being what's it called? Thought it was cool. I thought they released it a little bit too earlier,
Yes.
but and then also pretty funny. I don't know if you saw this, but on the Marvel's like real like Instagram and Twitter account, they
Hmm.
filed for copyright on like the actual Marvel like on the Marvel pages like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So now they have like a check mark next to them and stuff,
Oh, that's
which is
funny.
funny saying that's a copyright. So that's a really cool like
That
ploy as well.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I haven't really had the time because
You
um
just saw the movie.
I
Yeah.
just saw the movie, so I haven't really looked on Instagram or TikTok yet. Because as soon as I came home, the Knicks game was on, so I
Yeah.
really didn't
Let's go
have time.
next.
Yeah, let's
Let's
go
go
Knicks.
next.
But yeah, so overall, great movie. I'm a good Fantastic Four movie away from saying we're back.
Yeah.
So,
No, exactly. I'm just very, very excited
yep,
to see because it has to either the conclusion of the movie of Fantastic Four has to give us answers of what's going to happen for Doomsday, or they're
yep,
going to leave us with another like good post-credit scene
yep,
that answers the questions from the previous post-credit scene,
yep.
and that leads us into Doomsday, and that's all we need.
Yeah, and I
All we
think I
need.
finally saw. I think it was Disney CEO. Is it Bob Iger? Is that his
Bob
name?
Iger, yeah.
I think he finally said. I think I saw recently. He said quality over quantity is what they're looking
Yep.
for in Marvel now. So
And then Kevin Feige came out and said that basically he knew that there was like a bunch of like misses happening in
good.
phase 4 and 5. Like he was aware of it, but he's like by the time like he was spread so thin, he wasn't able to like give like criticism or like corrective criticism to those
Mm,
like people because he was spread so thin.
gotcha. Well,
And
good.
but he was like they initially were spread so thin because Disney wanted to boost like stock prices and he
Hmm.
was just trying to play nice with Disney. But then now Disney realizes that it hurt them more
Yeah,
than it helped them.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's good. It's exciting. July, is that Fantastic Four?
July,
Can't wait.
July,
Can't wait.
can't
I'll
freaking
be
wait,
there.
man.
Can't wait.
Be there. I'm there day one, no
Day
matter
one,
what. Day
maybe day
one.
6 or 7 for me usually,
Day
but
six is-
I'll be there. I'll
I'll
be
bring
there.
you day one. We'll go. We'll go.
Gotcha. But yeah, I know we're almost at the end and we have your game, but right before that, not too much to say about the Knicks, but boy, is it exciting.
Yeah, man. Not too much to say besides like the grittiness of this team is just freaking getting me amped.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously so excited to be up 2-0 on the Celtics. I'm not calling this series by any means yet. There's still plenty of games to be played, but it's nice to enjoy these the 48 hours after game one and now the
Yeah.
next 48 hours. it's just nice to see the, Boston sports fans scrambling for once because it seems like they always just win everything. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see them be a little upset for just some time.
Dude, I love it. Like I just like
Yeah, like not
just
our friends. Our friends are pretty civil about it. Like Dot was on, like
yeah.
everyone in the group chat, all the Celtics fans we know, like pretty civil. Like they're freaking out about the Celtics, but there's
Yeah.
no bad mouthing towards the Knicks. Us Knicks fans were not bad mouthing the Celtics.
I mean, especially with our friends, but like you know what? Like it's so hard for like I'm happy the Knicks won. Like it was a
Yeah.
gritty game, we won. But like those two games, like the Celtics lost. Like
Yes.
they
Yeah.
choked.
Yes.
Like they choked hard.
Yes.
Like the Knicks obviously played their best, but the Knicks were playing like dog shit in both games. They were down
Yes.
by 20 points in both games,
Yes.
and they ended up coming back,
Yeah.
which is a credit to the Knicks, but the fact to get down that much is
Yeah.
not
You
good.
you have to. I mean, yeah. The Celtics are shooting historically bad,
Yeah.
and I can't believe how many threes they take without adjusting.
Yep.
And they've missed, I think it was 75 in 2 games. Like it's something ridiculous how many shot threes they've missed in the 2 games already.
It's
And
like, yeah, you're right. It is. I don't know the
I
exact
think it's
number, but it's
75.
insane. It was like
It's
45 in the first game.
so it might be 75. I
Yeah,
think 75 is correct then.
yeah,
And yeah, it's weird. Like I know they always say like the Celtics live or die by the threes, but that's so many threes. Like obviously if even 10 more of those shots go in, we lose by a lot.
yeah.
So you're just kind of lucky and happy they're missing these shots right now, and you hope they don't catch fire at all. But yeah, it's weird because the Knicks have obviously been playing bad and can play better, but they're up 2-0, so can't really complain too much. And he's not fully forgiven, but Mikal Bridges, a couple nice defensive stops at the end, he's getting forgiven a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
dude, like his defense has been worth every pick just in these two series, in my opinion.
true, true.
You know, like just like just the grit he's been playing with. Because I mean, before coming into this series, I was like, dude, like this Mikal Bridges trade was just like such a
Terrible.
bad trade for us.
Yeah.
But how quickly 2 games of just playing phenomenal defense
Yeah.
could make you like become a superstar.
That's when it matters most, especially in New York eyes. Like you could have
Yeah,
the greatest regular season ever, but if you stink in the playoffs, you are hated. Hated.
yeah,
I mean,
hated.
Randall wasn't bad, but look how much hate he got for his playoffs performances with us. Hated. Hated on his way out, and he wasn't a bad Nick.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's had some forgiveness. And obviously Brunson is still just the jaw dropper he is at the
dude,
end of
he's
games.
literally so freaking clutch.
He is.
Like he's so good.
I know, and it's been a long time since we've had a Nick. I feel like where the ball's in his hand at the end. I'm like, that's awesome. Like you said, you didn't watch the end of the game last night, but there was like 24 seconds left. They inbounded to Tatum. I'm not even kidding. Tatum runs the entire court untouched, dunks it for the lead with 14 seconds left. On the easiest bucket I've ever seen in my entire life, and I wasn't even mad because I said there's 14 seconds left for Jalen Brunson. There's
Jalen Brunson,
there's 14
yes.
seconds left. They made a mistake scoring that fast. Like they should have scored with no time left.
Yeah,
And granted, Brunson got to the line after a nice move, so it wasn't like he had a big shot, but he sunk his 2 free throws. Celtics don't call a timeout, and they go right back down. Bridges gets his steal on the pass, and we're up 2-0. You know, we got 5 games left. Got to win 2 more. 3 of the games are at MSG. Oof, 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 oof. I don't want to get
I,
excited, but boy.
no, I'm excited, man. It looks so good. Like I'm I can't wait for game 3.
Yes.
Listen, and winning both those games in Boston is good because we can drop a game at home and like
Yes.
still be good.
Yes.
Like I have faith now, like
Yeah.
that we like I had faith in this series going into. We did our predictions beforehand, and I had
Yes.
faith like that we could possibly do it within 6, if not do it in 7.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to do it like not get to that game 7,
Yeah.
but we're already up 2-0. The ball's in our court.
Yeah, I had that thought too. Like the worst at worst or at best you split at home because then you're still
Yeah.
up 3-1. That's
Yep.
nice. But yeah, you have to at least get one at home. And
Have to get one at home.
yeah, and I'm obviously we're both working on Saturday, so we're pretty much
Yeah.
gonna miss the game. We're gonna have to watch on our phones, but
We're gonna be locked in the kitchen than
Yes,
on our phone. Yeah.
absolutely. Don't expect much work to get done, but yeah, it just feels good. It's nice to enjoy because I mean, listen, I had not a lot of confidence. I think I said Celtics in five. I had the Knicks
Yeah.
winning one game this whole series, and they've won two before they've lost
Let's
one.
freaking go.
I'm
Let's
glad
go.
I'm wrong. I'm glad I'm wrong. So
I'll take the Tyler Jinx. That's fine. I'll take
yeah,
it. I'll take
listen.
it.
Hopefully in 2 weeks we'll be talking about the Knicks again. Hopefully winning this series, but definitely long way
Yeah.
to go. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy it. We're just gonna
Yeah.
enjoy
I'm
it.
riding this New York high, baby, with my mellow jersey that
Absolutely.
I haven't pulled out in a minute. So it's good to wear it
This is the
for
time to do it. This is the time to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, man. So to stay on the next topic, I'm
Okay.
very excited for this game. It is basically a clutch gauntlet.
Okay.
Okay. So it's
Okay.
a red or sorry, red. Whoa. It is a
Yikes.
blue and orange New York clutch gauntlet for per se. So I'm gonna
Okay.
start with one. It can be from either the Mets, the Knicks, or the Islanders, being the three major sports teams in New York that wear the colors blue and orange.
Okay.
I'll start with one player, and then you've probably seen videos like this. Like I'll start with one person, and then you tell me that person or the next person, and whoever you pick goes on to the next round. Does that make sense? So like
Yeah.
if
Is
I say like Keith Hernandez and then I say like J.R. Smith, you have to pick who you think is more clutch and then it goes all the way to the
gotcha. And
end, and
it's not like a bracket, right? Or is it?
not like a bracket.
Yeah.
Like once you like pick that person over somebody else, like that's it.
They're done.
They're
Okay. Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I've seen something like this. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's like it's a little gauntlet per se. So
Yeah.
whoever ends up like making it all the way out wins.
Okay. Okay.
All
I like
right.
it. I like it. This is fun. This is gonna be good.
All
Hopefully.
right, cool. So I got a bunch of different names on here. It's not like I picked like a certain amount of names from one sport or whatever. I think I have more Mets and Knicks guys than I do Islanders just because me and you are
I
fans of
hate
those
the
guys more.
Islanders. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I had to just stick with the theme, you know. I
Yeah.
had to
Why?
go with the blue and orange, you
We're
know.
not biased here at the Two
Not
Man
biased.
Podcast.
Not biased. All right. So, there goes my pen. But all right, here we go.
Oh, I'm nervous.
First player that I have up. And again, this isn't if you think they are like a better player, but clutch meter.
Clutch
Okay.
meter. Okay.
Because there's players on here that like personally biased that we might have like a stronger hold to.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But
It's clutch. It's going
they
based on
clutch.
clutch. Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right. So I got new guys, I got old guys. So the first
Okay.
person I'm starting with is kind of middle ground. I'm going with
Okay.
J.R. Smith
Love him. Okay.
of the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
All right. So J.R. Smith versus Keith Hernandez.
Damn. All right. Quick sidebar. Did you see J.R. Smith's reaction to the game last night?
No, I didn't.
You have to watch it. He reacts in real time to like the two free throws and then the steal at the end.
I have to watch
He's
that.
a Nick for life. It's very funny. So you have to
That's
watch that.
awesome. I
Yeah.
gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
Right off the bat, I know I didn't watch this guy play, but just seeing his stats, I'm gonna go Keith Hernandez.
I think that's the good pick
As
there.
much as I love J.R. Smith, I mean I can't pick J.R. over Keith.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, you are so right.
Yeah.
So right. All right. So then Keith Hernandez. Then we have David Lee of the New York Knicks.
David Lee, I'm not too familiar with his game, so I'm gonna have to go Keith Hernandez again.
Listen, I think again, good pick. First Islander we have off the board is Matthew Barzell over Keith Hernandez.
I'm gonna keep it rocking with Keith Hernandez.
All right. Then we have another New York Knick, Walt Frazier.
Walt Frazier.
Two
Okay.
oldies going at it.
Yeah, two
That,
oldies
bo
going at it.
that both are in the commentating booth now.
Yes, crazy. Crazy to see a couple legends still following their team, talking about them. I'm s- I'm still gonna go Keith. I'm still gonna go Keith. I'm not too familiar with Walt's game. I'm sorry. These
No,
old
no,
Knicks, I'm not too familiar.
you're all good. Next person I'm gonna go is Tom Seaver.
Okay. Now it's tough because now I was kind of going off World Series here, and now I don't know which one of them to pick. I'm gonna keep it with Keith. I
Keep it with
like Keith.
Keith.
I'm gonna keep it with
Keep it with
Keith.
Keith.
Keith is running up the hill here.
All right, next person I got is Patrick Ewing.
Yikes. See, this is tough because Ewing was obviously so good. Like I know that one for
Yeah,
sure, but he never won a ring. But he was also in the 90s against Jordan. So can you
yeah,
really blame him?
yeah. No, you really can't.
He was so good. Nah, I'm going Keith. I still gotta go
Wow.
Keith. Dude, this
Wow.
is crazy.
Yo, I did not think Keith is going this far.
I
All
know.
right. Next guy I got is Jose Reyes.
Yeah, I mean, if I gotta keep Keith. If I knock that Ewing, I can't go
Yeah.
right. Now I've dug into Keith here.
All right. Next person I got is John Tavares of the Islanders.
Yeah, I mean, I can't knock out Keith for Tavares, but Tavares was clutch. I will give him that. He has some big. I can't knock out Keith for Tavares. I can't do it. I
No,
don't have it in
no,
me.
totally get it. Totally get it. All right. Next I have up John Starks of the New York Knicks.
Bro, I
And
need somebody to knock out Keith. This is getting bad. But I think I have to pick Keith again. No, but John Starks is so good. I gotta pick Keith. God damn it. I don't know how I'm doing.
all right. Next guy I got is Mike Piazza.
Finally, I'm taking Piazza. I
All
love
right.
Piazza, and he was clutch. I'm going Piazza.
Yo, Keith went through one,
That was
two,
a
three, four,
buzzsaw. That
five,
was
six,
bad.
7, 8, 9, 9 total people before you cut him loose. That's crazy. Good for him.
Yeah, you
Good
ever
for
seen
Keith.
that? You ever seen that meme, that picture of like the Grim Reaper flying, like knocking on doors, like cutting heads off? Like that's what Keith
Yes.
just did to nine of these
to,
guys.
to these New York freaking legends, man.
Jesus. All right, so I'm rocking with Piazza now.
All right, Mike Piazza. I'm going next up. Literally, probably an easy pick for you, Tyson Chandler.
Oh, I love Tyson Chandler, but yeah, Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza. Next person I have up is Josh Hart.
Josh, I mean, because I'm just thinking of moments. It's kind of biased, but I'm thinking of like recent moments, like who had some really clutch hits or had
Yeah,
some clutch moments. Not I'm just in the playoffs. Like Josh Hart knows how to just have that dagger three after
he's a
dagger three
dog.
offense
He's a
around.
dog.
I gotta go. I'm going Josh Hart. I'm going Josh
I
Hart for clutch.
I personally think that is
Yeah.
the
He,
best
he
option.
changes games with his offensive and defensive rebounds, his dagger
Yeah,
threes. I mean, that's
yeah.
clutch. That's clutch.
Yeah, he's and just like hustle defense. I think that is
Yeah.
the right pick.
Yeah.
All right, now this is a toughie over here. I got Francisco Lindor.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Speaking of recency bias, I mean, both these guys over the last two postseasons have had some
Some
moments.
massive moments.
I have to go Lindor, though.
I again
It's
would have went the same way.
it's harder to hit a baseball than to drain a wide open three.
Yeah,
So
100% agree.
I'm going Lindor.
Next person I got up is Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. I mean, he was a clutch coach. I'll give you that. Clutch GM. Don't know too much of his basketball game. I think he won some championships there too. I watched the Last Dance documentary recently. But I'll go Lindor. I got Lindor.
I think that's also the right way to go about it. Now, this one I think is probably the hardest one on this list, but I'm gonna go Jalen Brunson.
Oh my God. Brunson Lindor.
Brunson Lindor, two of the captains of the blue and orange.
Yeah. And I literally just said Lindor because I think it's harder to hit a baseball than shoot a three or like, make a clutch basket. Oh man. Yikes. This is tough.
I honestly didn't think it was gonna get to this point, but
Yeah.
I still have a couple of more people, but this might be the hardest one. The
Yeah. This
hardest
should be the
duo.
finale. I don't know how I could keep going. Whoever wins this one should win the whole thing, hopefully. But Lindor or Brunson? Lindor or Brunson? Yikes. Yikes. I hate this.
Yikes! Yikes!
I. Oh man. I'm I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson only because he just literally won Clutch
He
Player of the Year.
literally just won Clutch Player of the Year, and like, dude, like, I don't know what it is. He's just a fucking dog.
I
Like,
know.
yes, Lindor's clutch, bro, but like for some reason, like Lindor could strike out in a big
Exactly.
moment, but like I have so much confidence of Jalen Brunson nailing that shot.
Exactly. Like I just said last night, I was even mad when Tatum scored because I said Brunson has 14 seconds.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I have to go Brunson. I know it goes against my Josh Hart argument, but Brunson's better than
yeah.
Josh Hart.
No, I get that. All right, now Brunson versus Yoenis Cespedes.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen a run like Cespedes had that one year
No,
when we got him.
that
That was clutch.
was
That
clutch.
was clutch. But
Uh,
that was one season. Brunson's
yeah,
done it for a couple now, so I'm gonna
yep.
keep it going with Brunson. But hats
That
off to Cespedes.
not as hard as a decision, but like still, like that was a
Yeah,
tough one. That was a tough one.
I've you'll never see a greater run for a Mets hitter than he did that
No.
half a season.
Then I got Jalen Brunson and Howard Johnson,
Yeah, Jalen
the old
Brunson again.
Hojo.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jalen Brunson. That one's
didn't watch
easy.
much of Hojo's game.
Yeah. Then I got this is why actually who I thought the greatest Islander player was for this person. Dennis Potvin. Jalen
Potvin.
Brun
Why? Yeah,
yeah,
Potvin.
Potvin,
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Brunson. I also didn't watch Potvin's game. I know he was good, but
Brunson, another Islander, Mike Bossy.
oh, Mike Bossy again, another good one. But I don't know his game much. I think both those guys might have 4 cups though, which is
They
funny.
do. They might. But fucking
But
Jalen Brunson.
Brunson,
Let's go
baby.
Knicks. Let's go Knicks. All right. Comes down to honestly, probably
Oh
I'm
no!
actually very
Don't tell
happy
me.
with these last two people.
Don't tell me.
Jalen Brunson, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Well, not that's fine. I thought you were about to say David Wright, which was gonna scare me
Yeah.
because every time me and my dad watch like a Mets classic, it's David Wright with a walk-off hit getting dogpiled after. We always joke that's why his back hurts
Yes.
because he would get
Yes.
stomped on every
Stomped
time he
on.
won.
Yeah.
He won. He had every walk-off hit ever for that
Ever
team.
for the New York Knicks,
So
New York Mets.
I was scared it was going to be
Uh,
David Wright. Melo was also clutch. I have thought some big shots.
he like brought the Knicks back into relevancy, like relevancy.
Yeah, for a little bit he did, and then they went to the dark times, and then
Yeah.
now that they're back, I still think I have to pick Brunson to win it all because just the way he can close a game is unlike anything I've seen.
No, you literally foreshadowed this so great.
I
The
know.
last player I have is David Wright.
Oh God damn it! I thought Carmelo Anthony was it.
Nope, nope. The last
Oh
player I have
no!
on my list to to win the gauntlet
Oh no!
is Jalen Brunson or David Wright. This might be the hardest one besides Lindor.
I might just have to end the episode.
Stop recording.
I might just have to hit stop recording because how can I do this? Because I just hyped
Oh,
up David Wright for every clutch hit.
and you just hyped up Jalen Brunson for like 8 guys straight.
I just knocked out Mello for him. I
I
just
know.
knocked out a legend, a legendary Nick for him.
A Hall of Famer. A
Yeah,
Hall of Famer that didn't win a ring, who was a Hall of Famer.
yeah. Who made deeper runs? Damn.
Again, like not saying like this is clutch based off of just straight clutch, not like which player you like the best.
I know. I know. It's so back and forth because David Wright did have the longer career.
And then if you think about it too, like David Wright had those runs with Team USA.
Exactly. That's what I keep thinking of. Like he
He's
was
literally
Captain
Captain
America.
America.
Yeah, which is like I know Brunson has done it these last 2 years with the Knicks,
Yeah.
but David Wright did it for so many more times and years. Yeah, I have to go David Wright. I have to go Captain America. I mean, he was captain of
Yeah.
World Baseball Classic. It's tough.
It's tough. That is the toughest one. I think
Yeah,
personally I would have won Jalen. I would have
sure,
stuck with
sure.
Jalen. But like I don't knock you at all for
Yeah,
picking David Wright. I
yeah.
think the two hardest ones were the two Mets against Brunson.
Yeah. I just couldn't. I just didn't want to get too wrapped up in like recency bias because again, Brunson has
Yeah.
been great for 2 seasons, but David Wright, like, I just didn't see him striking out in those clutch situations. I mean,
No,
I
you're
saw him
so right.
getting it done. Like that was a contact hitter, more of a contact hitter, a little bit more of a contact hitter than Lindor.
Yeah,
So it's like, he
even
was
in
gonna
the
get it done.
2015 World Series, like the guy was half a man. Like
Yeah, literally.
he was fighting hurt,
He
and
had no
he
bottom
hit those,
half.
he hit those home runs, bro. Just
Yes.
like in pivotal moments, it was
Yes.
insane.
Exactly. Every moment in Mets history starts and ends with him. So like I'm just basically going off clutchness over his career. That was
Yeah,
he was hurt at the end, but he had a longer slate to look at than Brunson so far. Not saying Brunson will die off, but I
yeah.
got to go David Wright. And boy, oh boy, hopefully Brunson proves me wrong. Hopefully he watches this and says, you know what, I have to be more clutch for the two man.
He's about to fucking he's about to freaking win us a cup. Or not a
Yeah,
cup, a freaking trophy.
yeah. And if he does that, I say it to everyone, he'll get a statue
Yeah.
inside Madison Square
It'll
Garden.
be like
So
this. Oh, that
yeah,
statue would go so hard, bro.
yeah.
But David Wright, man, that's our goat. That's our goat,
Yeah, that's
man.
the one I
Like,
had. That's the one I had in my head the whole time to
yeah.
kind of win. So it had to be
Oh,
done. But boy, oh
I
boy,
damn, that shit gave me goosebumps, bro.
I need
Fuck.
to. I feel gross with some of the ones I knocked out. I think I have to take a shower. I mean, that was crazy. Oh my God, that was a great game. I appreciate that. I
Yo,
appreciate you making me sweat on this early morning, scaring
dude,
me.
I think the MVP of it all was Keith Hernandez.
Dude,
He
Keith
took
Hernandez
out
went on the greatest legendary run. 9 people. He took out 9 people.
out 9 people. I think on this full list, I just like put a random amount of people.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. He almost took out half of the people on this list.
That just does. That's just crazy to me. That's crazy. Yeah, but oh my God. All right. Well, guys,
Wow.
thanks again for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
Let's go Mets and let's go Knicks.
Yeah, let's go Mets. Let's go Knicks. Let us know what you thought about Thunderbolts. Let us know what color dress you saw in the comments.
Don't get
Um,
me started.
let me cut this episode before
Shut it
Carl gets
down.
too riled up again. But guys, thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you, Frankfurt.
It was blue and black.
No.